Good evening. Let's start. Come on. Chapter number 7, student. Na? Dikshit, where is Dikshit? Okay, beta. Listen now. We'll start today with this chapter. Chapter number 7. Let's start. Ramya, Niyati, Mansali, Arshida, how are you? Chalo beta, let's start. See, chapter number 7, there are two parts to this chapter. One is organization and the other is strategic leadership. Very, very interesting chapter. And beta, the best part of this chapter is what? It is good to understand this particular topic. It can be useful tomorrow for you all as such. So I said two parts, organization, strategic leadership. I'll explain this beta first, pay attention. Yesterday I started with this topic, Niyati. तो मैंने वो explain किया structure, strategy, Chandler had explained ना? Okay. So we'll do the next part of this particular chapter. It's called as types of structures. Okay, what are the types of different structures in a business organization? Dikshit, can I start? Dikshit, Avida, listen please. See, there are different forms of structures that we have to study, like simple, functional, divisional, multi-divisional, SBU, matrix, hourglass, and network structure. And please, if you understand it properly now, there is a case study that can be asked on construction of a divisional structure or case study on a matrix structure. So when case studies are asked, beta, then reading from the book would not help you that much as explanations would help you. So kindly pay attention. Types of structure, when I say the first type of structure we have is something called as simple structure. Now what is simple structure? See, yesterday I told you all, in every business organization, you have the corporate leader. Corporate leader have a vision to achieve. That vision they cannot achieve on their own. So to achieve that vision, they have a set of people working in the organization. And these people in the organization work on different aspects. Once they achieve their goals and objective, the vision gets achieved. So beta, what kind of structures are there? So first structure we have a simple structure. What is simple structure? Pay attention. Take this case, students. After you clear your inter, so imagine inter CA you have cleared. Now beta, you have to do CA final. With CA final, you also are supposed to do, come on, articleship. Am I right, Dikshit? Articleship also you'll have to do. Now, Bangalore is a big city where you all stay. So, maybe some of you would be pursuing your graduation also. But life becomes very difficult there. You will have to attend to the office for articleship. CA final lectures in classes. Most of the students join classes. Then beta college lectures are there. So maybe your parents will insist join a particular CA firm which is near to your classes, which is near to the place where you stay, something like that. Don't join the big four. Big four would be somewhere far away and traveling would take lots of time. Bombay mein bacha big four, Deloitte, Price Waterhouse, these particular firms are at far away places. So traveling becomes a big issue. So most of the students feel we'll join a particular small firm. Some kind of relaxations also we'll get from there. And we can conduct that office work also, attend our lectures also, like that. So imagine one of you, take this case, Harshita. I mean, this girl student for articleship joins a particular CA firm. So Harshita joins a firm for articleship. Now, where is this firm? This is near to the place where she stays, or maybe it's near to the classes where she would be going for the lectures. So, beta, when this girl Harshita goes over there, she finds that this particular chartered accountant who's there, he is having an office where he is sitting, and there are already 3-4 articles doing the work for him. And then this girl comes and she's good, hardworking. He says, please come, join us. Articles don't get very good amount of salary. They're just learning over there. So Harshita joins over there as an article. Now what? Now, beta, in this firm, you realize there are 5 to 6 people in all. One boss and 4-5 articles. And that is an organization, that's an office. And now in such a kind of an office, what kind of a structure you have? What kind of a hierarchy is there? To be very precise, such a form of a structure is a simple structure. And I will say simple structure actually means no structure only. Why no structure? Because beta, in this kind of a system, there is no hierarchy. Be very clear what I'm saying, students. No hierarchy means what? No hierarchy means only one, that in this form of organization, simple structure, the boss is always right. Getting my point? One boss, he has the final authority for all decisions that are to be taken. So boss is always right. Beta, these 5 girls over there, maybe 1 or 2 boys and these girls, amongst them and communication with the boss which is there, most of the times you'll realize there is oral communication. Communication will be informal. What do I mean by that? Pay attention. Say we taking lectures in JK Shah classes. Now JK Shah classes has numerous batches for inter, final, foundation course, CS, CMA. So beta, if I want a holiday, suppose, I'll have to take permission from sir for 3 weeks in advance. Maybe then if we can adjust the timetable, then I'll get a holiday. Otherwise, very difficult to take a leave. And generally here we don't take leave as such. Reason, my one lecture, if I cancel, then there are maybe 100 students whose lectures get affected, and who am I to spoil 100 students timing as such. But if Harshita has joined a particular office where there are 4 to 5 people, there will be no formal communication. Like need a holiday, I'll have to write a mail to the sir 3 weeks in advance, formal. Then he may approve. Now most of the times so he approve. But if there are some problems, Girish, please adjust. That's it. But in a small office, if Harshita says, sir, tomorrow is my birthday, I will not come. So he may say, fine, don't come. If he's a Marwadi, he said, tomorrow get a cake for me as such. No? So that kind of an atmosphere will be there, but no hierarchy. Yeah, boss is always right. Informal communication. And such kind of children who join these small firms where the structure is simple, it is said they become jack of all trades. But sorry, they are masters of none. Meaning what? Come on, tell me. Harshita joins this particular kind of a firm, then maybe the boss is doing income tax work. So she learns about income tax. She learns about filing of income tax returns. Boss is doing GST work, she learned that also. Boss is doing some auditing work, she learned that also. So you become jack of all trade. You learn all the tricks of the trade. In a way, it is beneficial. Why? Because tomorrow when Harshita becomes a chartered accountant and then she starts her own office, this knowledge what she has gained by working in this office can be used subsequently as such. Simple structure. Simple structure, bacha, when small business is conducted. Right? Here you find growth opportunities are not there as such. Why growth opportunities are not there? Because the boss doesn't want you to grow. Reason? The day she becomes a chartered accountant, so she and the boss will become equal. So boss would be very happy if Harshita only tells, okay, sir, thank you very much for all that I've learned from you. And I'll send a cake tomorrow. Now I'll start my own office. So that kind of understanding will be there. But to start with, most of the structures are simple structure. 4-5 people are working, no formal communication, oral communication, right? Hierarchy is not there, boss is always right. And beta, they are confining themselves to a smaller business, smaller market. The same thing I'll explain in another way, please try to understand. JK sir says, when he came to Bombay, he came from Gujarat. And when he came to Bombay, he said, I was doing my CA. But that CA course was very difficult, he said. Somehow he cleared CA, good marks. But then sir says, we never had access to some coaching classes or teachers who could give us tuitions, who could help us understand things. So we had to work hard on our own. So sir said, I thought there is a good scope in this line. So sir started his own JK tuition classes. Please understand. So JK tuition classes were started. Then there are children who would come, okay, sir, I want to study inter. Then fine. One child comes and says, sir, I want to study CA final. He says, fine. So JK sir says, the child who comes for inter, I have to teach him costing also, tax also. All subjects, sir. CA final, some particular students come, I have to teach all. So sir felt very difficult. So some particular teachers joined him. And then he had 4 to 5 teachers working with him. And sir says, first year I had approximately 30 students for CA inter, CA final. And then we would divide the work. Okay, today I take tax lecture, you take costing lecture. And then you take tuition accordingly. He said, we survived because we used to charge more, because we gave personal attention. Now what happened? In that first year, sir said, our results that came now were excellent, around 90% result. That means 27 students did clear. CMA, 90% result, so very difficult now. But sir was able to give good results. So next year, sir says, we had 600 students who joined us. Now imagine, one professor, 3-4 other professors helping him, tuition classes. 30-40 students is fine. 600 students. So I said, now it was difficult to manage 600 students with that structure which I was having. Mind you, the words I'm using, sir always wanted to grow. So he was teaching the students properly. He never wanted to be satisfied with 30 students. He wanted more students. So strategy was there to get more students. It clicked. Now there were 600 students. So what happened? Sir said, now continuing with simple structure was difficult. So with a simple structure gave rise to, come on, functional structure. So the second structure that we have to study is functional structure. Functional is easy. Now functional structure mein what happens? Simple. JK sir said from tuition classes I converted into JK Shah commerce classes, JKSC. Dikshit, you're paying attention? किधर देखता है मैच देख रहे हैं बाबा क्या मिलेगा आरसीबी जीता तो पे अटेंशन बेटा है ना विराट कोहली will make money what will you get anyway Vijay Mallya was one don't become the second Vijay Mallya pay attention now put off the television so JK Shah classes was formed now JK Shah classes was formed and it was no longer a tuition center it became a classes so JK sir said I was knowing that I'll have to teach accounts now, FM, costing, tax. Okay. So sir said all those 3-4 teachers who were working with me, I had a meeting with them. And I asked one of the professor, Ram Prabhu sir, okay, Ram Prabhu, which subject you are comfortable teaching in inter and final level? He said, sir, I'm very comfortable in teaching accounts. Fine. So you look after Ram Prabhu. You look after the accounts syllabus. Fine. So he becomes a head of the accounts department. Got the point? There is one particular professor, students, any name you can say, let us say क्या नाम मेरे को तो नाम भी याद नहीं है so Himanshu says I'm comfortable teaching FM so Himanshu you look after the FM department you become the head of that department JK sir says I'm comfortable in teaching costing Shahrukh sir is one he says I'm comfortable in teaching tax so what happened structure got changed from simple it became a functional structure what happens when a simple becomes a functional structure beta it's well evident you can do business on a bigger scale that's the first advantage all right you can cater to more number of customers second advantage when simple becomes functional, you realize that there is division of work. Am I right? Come on. There is division of work. When there is division of work, bacha, the best advantage is that these people who are teaching accounts, FM, they become specialists in their jobs. Am I right? They start specializing in the work. And bacha, when a professor is teaching, let us say accounts, and that accounts he'll be teaching again, and again. He gets the benefit of what? Come on, tell me, Niyati. He gets the benefit of what, beta? Experience curve. So man only becomes like a machine. Beta, the work becomes faster, cost becomes less, profitability increases, and the business which was on a smaller scale starts performing on a medium scale. That is functional structure. Good. Can anyone tell me, beta, when this form of a business organization structure we have, advantages are there, not division of work, specialization, experience, work becomes faster, cost fall, all those advantages. Can you see any disadvantage over here, beta? Come on, fast. Any disadvantage of a functional structure? Okay, I'll tell you. Pay attention. Please listen, beta. Disadvantage number one: when the work gets divided amongst people, the first thing is what coordination becomes difficult. Second problem, Ram Prabhu sir, who's teaching accounts, for him, accounts is an important subject in CA intern and final. Himanshu would say what? FM is more important. But JK sir will say, shut up, costing is most important. So there will be, Niyati what beta, there will be conflicts between different departments. And beta, the biggest problem is what? Please understand. The owner of the class JKSC mein JK sir has all the authority with himself. Please understand this. He has full authority with him. And he has given the responsibility to these 4 teachers to look after that department. You know what would happen now? If one particular professor does his work properly, let us say Ram Prabhu takes lectures very well, students perform well, many students get 100 out of 100 marks in accounts. What would happen, students? JK sir and JK classes will take the accolades for all good that is done by the individual teachers. Maybe they'll tell Ram Prabhu very good, but in front of the society, who's becoming popular, superior? JK Shah classes. So beta, anything good if a person does in one department, boss takes the credit. It can misfire also. How it can misfire? So bacha, one professor from the FM department says, if everything good that we do, the owner takes the credit, so let me not work properly and do something wrong, then I may not have to pay a price. The owner will only get the big bats. That means, bacha, there will be no incentive amongst the employees, come on tell me, to work harder, better. Reason? Because I don't get what? I do not get a pat on my back for good that I'm doing. Then if I'm not getting a pat on my back for the good I'm doing, then let sir suffer for something wrong that I'm doing. And that's human psychology. It can happen many a times. So that can be the disadvantage of functional structure. Any doubts over here? समझ में आया? पक्का? Please, पंकज, prakriti, right ना बेटा? So simple became functional. Second structure. Now third is very interesting. Third, they may ask you to create a structure. Third one. I'll just put on the AC 1 second. Yes, listen now. So simple done, small organization. Please remember, beta, whatever examples I've given, best example is, we remember the office that Harshita will join. Like that, Harshita, beta, for you it's easy. Dikshit, if you want to remember, you can put your name over there. Dikshit joins an office, Marwadi, 4 or 5 people, right? Marwadi may not have that much place in the office. He'll tell Niyati, from tomorrow, get your own chair also. So that kind of a structure it will be there. But then when the organization becomes bigger, work is divided on the basis of function. And beta, be very clear. You know, when I say functional, I mean what? You're telling that person to do that work which he likes to do. I said, Ram Prabhu sir says, I'm comfortable teaching accounts. So, sir, you please teach accounts. Himanshu says, I want to teach FM. So, sir, please teach FM. You know, what is the idea behind that? Once you start doing the work which you like, then you never feel you're going to work. Understand? Many a time, students, when I go for my lectures, I'm very happy at that point of time because I love to do this work. That's it. So if you are liking your work, then bacha, work also becomes like an enjoyment. Always remember that thing in life, but you should also take that work which you love to do, not because someone else has asked you to do that work. So simple ka functional ho gaya. Now the third structure that we need to study is after simple and functional. The third one we have is divisional structure. Now I'll give it 5 minutes after that. Better please note down the way I've written. Please, students. Divisional structure. Divisional mein I'll give you an example. With the example, bacha, things become easy because I saw a case study was there to construct a divisional structure. Bombay mein beta, there is one coaching classes. Name of that coaching classes is Mahesh Tutorials. There is a Shetty from Bangalore, Mahesh Shetty. He had started Mahesh Tutorials as such. And he used to teach students of 8th standard, 9th standard and 10th standard. Pay attention. 8th, 9th and 10th standard students he used to teach. And Bombay mein many students, you know, the Bombay population is 2 crore. Bombay is just a small city. Australia population is only 2 crore. And Australia is 3 times bigger than India. So Bombay, very small place. And so many people live. Density of population, bacha, in a place like Marine Lines is 1,25,000 people. That means in 1 kilometer, 1,25,000 live. In Australia, in a village, you have less than 96,000 people. So imagine Bombay, though, you come to Bombay at any point of time, you come out of Dadar station, you find it's struggling to keep your 1 feet also forward. So much of crowd, traffic. But the city is moving. Chalo. I mean, there are many students basically that I wanted to convey for 8th, 9th and 10th. And personal tuitions parents can't afford. So this coaching classes business did well. Abhi, this person, Mahesh Shetty, started a class for 8th, 9th, 10th. And one day students, he had almost 40,000 students. How many students? 40,000 students. And per student, I was told, he takes a fees of 1 lakh rupees. Now, Mansali, soch, kitna paisa beta, hai na? 1 lakh rupees per student and 40,000. Once upon a time, beta, he used to have 80,000 students. To motivate what JKS did, who's that? No, nothing to motivate, beta, please. I need to explain the structure, that is why I'm writing like that. One second. शिवम, इधर क्या हुआ? कितना स्कोर हुआ? 104 तक चला। ये ठीक कर लो। क्या किया है तुमने अभी? Thank you. Yeah. Sorry for that, students. Beta, what someone wrote a chat कि I'm trying to motivate for JK Shiklanand. I'll be able to explain the concept properly. Now, I can give you another example, then you'll find it difficult. Please don't be so bad rude here with me, please. So this is not J.K. Shah, this is my tutorial, Shetty. Please listen now. So 40,000 students, he says, I have. Please listen now, students. And one day we met him. He's telling what? Okay, Girish, in different parts of Bombay, I have classrooms. And those classrooms, he had maintained it very well. You know? Entering in a classroom was like a luxury experience. Achha, ab kya? Now he says, I have students of 8th, 9th and 10th. Hundreds of classrooms in different parts of the city. But these students of 8th, 9th and 10th come and study with me by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And they are there till 6 o'clock. So 1 o'clock they come, 6 o'clock they go. Sundays we don't conduct lectures. Now what? Akshata, whoever is Akshata, please pay attention now. So I said, what do you want? Please listen. He said, Girish, we teach the students of SSC, that is 10th standard local Maharashtra board, Bombay board. These 40,000 students learn under me. Then they leave us and join some coaching classes for commerce, for science. I said, because you don't offer that as such. Well, precisely. Same time he's saying, I am not offering, that is one problem. Second problem is what? My classrooms are empty from 7 to 1 and 6 to 9. So to conduct lectures for commerce, what do you need? You need classrooms and teachers. Yes, then. Well, if we can arrange teachers, I have the students, I have the classroom. Why don't we start another division for commerce over here? So as it is, we have school division. Yes, let's start a commerce division. But then one professor said, sir, all students don't join commerce. Well, I know that. So I'll start a science division also. So what happened, beta? This particular class, Mahesh Tutorials, pay attention, it was started as MT Educare. In that MT Educare, bacha, one division they had was school division. One division they had, come on, commerce. And one division they had what? Science. Now, in all school, commerce and science division, we had functional classification as was the case over here. So as you have accounts, FM, costing, tax, but in school we have subjects like English, Hindi, Marathi, algebra, geometry, physics, chemistry, biology, history, geography. We had departments like that. So what we did, from a very small, simple structure, we went to functional. From functional, we went to divisional structure. And result is what? We were able to convert that small tuition class into a big coaching class. And mind you, MT Educare also got listed in the share market. And then if you have imagined functional classification under everything as such, what is this coming up to? This is a divisional structure. So you have a number of divisions, and these division students all are under MT Educare. Now pay attention. What is the first advantage of this divisional structure? But what are we doing if I tell you like this? We are doing forward integration. How come forward integration? Sir says, my students of 10th standard, they may go to some other coaching classes and the other coaching classes gets the business. So why not me? So he started commerce and science division. Okay. That means business is expanded. He's trying to grab the opportunity to make profit. And but the best part is what you know. Here there is proper use of there resources. How come? Where are we conducting the commerce and science lectures? In the same class where school lectures are conducted. But the advantage we have now, school lectures are from 1 to 6. Commerce college lectures will be from 7 to 12. Because after 12 o'clock, the students will go to the college. And but just science lectures accordingly 7 to 12. You got the point what I'm saying? And but just some evening colleges are there, will take the lecture from 6 to 9, same over here. So we are using our resources to the best possible capacity, increasing our profits, right? And bacha, when profits increase, the size of business expands. Now they may ask, what is multi-divisional structure? That also can take place. School may, Bombay mein bacha, we have, think of it, Bombay mein bacha, we have in school SSC, we have CBSC, ICSC, and IGSC. Sorry. So in one division, we have made some more divisions. Commerce we started. Commerce mein bacha, we made 2 divisions. One division was for the students who want to do college education, and others who want to do professional education. Professional education mein what we did, very easy. In professional bacha, we made 3 parts: CA, CS, CMA. Science mein students, then we had the IIT and the normal BSc. So divisional becomes multi-divisional structure and business becomes very big. This is the way students, a structure when it is developed, it can be called as what? Come on, tell me. Divisional structure. And with all this particular green color pen, what I showed students, it becomes a multi-divisional or M form of structure. Agreed? Understood? Now, multi-divisional structure, divisional structure has some drawbacks. What are the drawbacks we'll study? First bit of, please note down this, all of you. And this simple, there's nothing to be noted down. Functional, note down this, the way I've written, functional structure. लिखा इसको functional देखिए किस स्कोर देख रहा है okay functional if you have written students note down this divisional structure divisional में multi divisional also understood ना this you have done beta all of you. Okay, pay attention now. Now the question comes, listen, what are the other ways in which divisional structure can be made? So there are many other ways, students, in which we can have divisional structure. Like what? Pay attention. One way of having divisional structure can be, listen please, on the basis of geographical area. Pay attention. So one way of having divisional structure could be on the basis of geographical area where you are doing your business activities. So it could be north, east, west, and south. Like what? Pay attention. You can write this Indian Railways. So beta, Indian Railways may you have Northern Railway, Eastern Railway, Western Railway, and Southern Railway. So distribution or division can be made on the basis of geographical area. And then someone asks, what is news? News is actually giving you information from north, east, west, and south, isn't it? It's like that, beta. So geographical area can be one way of, come on, tell me, division. Second way of making division will be what? Please listen, students. Second way of making division could be on the basis of customers. Now, how to explain that? Very easy. Imagine, beta, I'm selling goods. I'm selling goods to the people across the counter. So they are my customer. And now I've also started selling goods online. So I may have on the across the counter customer or online customers. One more example. For me, the customer may be, come on, government. Government can be the customer, no? Public sector, beta. For me, customer may be business firms. For me, customers may be individuals. That way also I can have division. Division can also be made on the basis of product. Pay attention. Product means this example which I gave up, that was on the basis of product. Na? Science, commerce, na? Like that. But other explanation, product may pay attention. One company says we have one division for our two-wheelers. Fine. We have one division for a three-wheelers. Sorry. We have one division for our three-wheeler, one division for a four-wheeler. Now you may ask, sir, which company makes 2, 3, 4? And I'll tell that bit. Bajaj Scooter is known for making two-wheelers, first thing. Now when Bajaj Scooter used to make those three scooters, Super, Priya and Chetak, and people stopped buying it. What Bajaj company did, Bacha? They will not sell that as scrap. They're Marwadis, they're very intelligent people. What they did, that same scooter students, they started selling as auto rickshaws. So what they did, I think I did tell you once now, 80% to 85% of the auto rickshaws on the road are all Bajaj scooters. So it is that same scooter which was converted into three-wheeler. And Marwadi is so clever, bacha. One child, he said, you start making this scooter into auto rickshaw. And second brother, he said, you start a company, Bajaj Finserv, and give loan to people to buy auto rickshaw, because the poor people who are there, they may not have 1,50,000, 1,80,000 to buy auto rickshaw. So you give the loan, start that business, make money. And imagine, bacha, they are in the two-wheeler business also, three-wheeler also. Then when Tatas were coming with the Nano, they said we can also come with a car. So they have actually made a particular four-wheeler, bacha, which is known by the name Cute. It actually looks very cute. They have not started its commercial production in India. But Sri Lanka, bacha, they are selling it. Sri Lanka, you know, the Indian rupees value is more. And they like this car. It's selling there. So you can have division on the basis of product, 2, 3, 4-wheeler. Now, you can also have division on the basis of what? Process. That means which stage of production is going on. For example, let us say there is a company, Reliance Industry Limited. They have one particular division for making yarn. Yarn is what, student? Thread. Then there is another division. What it does, it converts yarn into fabric. So fabric division. Then once the fabric is made, dyeing and printing is done. After dyeing and printing is done, students, there is another department. Come on, tell me, for tailoring. So what happens? On the basis of the process, departments can be made. So you can have, students, expansion. And that expansion, when it takes place by having division, multi-divisional, no? It's divisional structure. Please, now you tell me, what do you feel is the Drawback of divisional structure. Chalo, fast. Some idea, beta, what is the drawback of divisional structure? Acha, functional mein what was the drawback? Tell me. Yeah, you remember? Explain, bacha, functional. Functional, what was the drawback? Drawback number one was what? There was too much of centralization. Boss takes all the accolades for things that go on well. Right? The people don't get credit for the work they have done. That means Ram Prabhu, Himanshu J, they will not get the credit. All credit goes to the class. So, bacha, there is no incentive for people to work better. Maybe the performance will get affected because if they don't get the praise, the incentives for working. This problem was there in functional structure. But beta, business, when it becomes bigger, simple becomes functional. When it becomes still bigger, functional becomes divisional. Divisional, my question is, what are the drawback of divisional structure? What do you think is wrong? Bol Niyati, very good. Unmute yourself. Bol bacha.
So, such structures are usually too expensive, and sometimes it is possible that individual departments they may take their own decision rather than consulting the main boss.
Okay. So here, beta, idea was what? How much Mahesh Shetty was the owner of the class. You know, man can not control the full organization. So he himself has done what? Delegation of authority. He's given the authority to Mr. A. You look after school, you look after commerce, you look after science. Then they give authority to different people downstairs. Maybe he himself doesn't want to take all the decisions. He wants to go in the evening and enjoy Carnatic music. Now, when big people have so much of money, then they want to go out for an evening walk. He wants to spend time with his wife, his children. So when that is the case, maybe he wanted that. That is what is happening. Anyway, what else, beta? Kya lagta hai? Bolo. Okay, I'll tell. Pay attention. You know, divisional or multi-divisional structure, beta, one problem is there is excess of staff. Excess of staff may problem arises is that there is duplication that is found in the sense that, pay attention, imagine I have a school branch, a school division, a commerce, a science. I'll give you my example when I used to take lectures in that classes, Mahesh tutorial. So I was the in charge in college and in professional for economics paper. But see, what was my duty, beta? Every day morning 7 to 10, I had to take lectures. Or in the evening, it was 6 to 9. And then, bacha, 7 to 10 lectures, if I take, after that, I was told to record one lecture. Record one lecture, why? Because they had started something called as RoboMate. RoboMate was an online app. Pay attention. So I used to record CA Inter economics lectures, CA Inter SM lectures, everything like that. So 7 to 10 I used to take lecture, reach the office at around 11 o'clock, then prepare the content of a particular subject, of a particular topic, and then beta by 12:30, 1 o'clock, I'll start the recording. And then by 4 o'clock, 4:30, my work would get over. Listen now, pay attention. When I would go to the office now, office may I'll come across whom, pay attention, the girls who were supposed to do the typing work. So I used to see 20 girls are there in the typing department, commerce. 20 typists were appointed for science and 40 for school. School where there was lot to type, lot kind of work was there. So 80 girls were there, only typists. So imagine, bacha, we had to arrange for one full floor for them. 80 girls sitting and doing the work. concrete compartments we had made. I asked the owner of that particular class, okay, sir, for 80 girls, this full place you have taken. So as you purchased this place, but no man, who will block so much money? Then he said, I've taken it on rent. Oh my God. How much rent? At least 5 to 6 lakh rupees per month I'm paying. Imagine. So first to accommodate these girls, 6 lakh rupees rent. Then these girls who come to work student, they want air conditioned atmosphere. They want proper restrooms. They want a place where they can have the lunch in the afternoon. But when I would give them some work to type now, these girls were so many. I give them one particular work as such at 11 o'clock, by 1:30 the work is ready. And that was the only work what she was supposed to do. I, poor soul, who started my day at 7 o'clock, by 1:30 I go to the studio. There were 60 studios over there. One camera students to take that now used to cost 7 lakh of rupees. 60 studios, that means 4 crore 20 lakh rupees only for the cameras. Maintaining the setup, very expensive. 60 studios, so that somebody lecture recording is going on continuously. Now, after taking my lecture at 4 o'clock, when I come out, very tired. When I would come out in the office and sit for some time, what I would find, these 80 girls, they're talking with each other. One day I realized one girl was there, was a Punjabi girl as such, so I used to know her, Kamal Preet. And I found what that girl Kamal Preet was discussing with the other Marathi girl, how to prepare sabudana vada. I said, Salah, kya karti hai? You are getting a salary of 22,000 rupees and you're talking about sabudana vada. So maybe, I'm not arrogant, but maybe that time I must have talked loudly. She was about to cry. Hey, sorry, but sorry, what? Sabudana vada, kya? She says, sir, whatever work you all give to us, we finish the work. We come at 11. By 1:30, we finish the work. Then we go for lunch. Lunch, very nice atmosphere. By the time we come back after lunch, there is no work. So she's telling me sabudana vada. Yesterday, that auntie is there, Nair auntie. She taught us how to make rasam. I'm supposed to teach them how to make rajma chawal. I said, what? Bacha, imagine these girls get a salary of 22,000 rupees per month. And what are they doing? Sabudana vada, rasam. Bacha, typing work now. And the same kind of work which school girl does is done by the girl in the commerce also. Science also. But I'm just increasing my overheads because there is duplication of work. What 20 girls can do the work now, for that I've appointed 80 girls. Why? Because these girls will be doing only work for commerce. So we are creating more heads. We are creating more people in the organization and giving them responsibilities. We have to give them authorities. We have to give them salary. Salary will increase. Imagine there is an office students. In office first, 2 females used to sit and take admission for school students. Now these females would say, we have so many students, we will look only after school admission. So there are 2 particular other females we appointed for commerce admission. 1 girl for science admission. Imagine 5 people in the same office for taking admission. What is happening, beta? Cost is increased. Then I said, when I said heads, what did I mean? Owner of the class delegated the power to ABC. Now, bacha, ABC will delegate the work to whom? Come on. DEF, GHJ. That means there are so many heads. Any decision is to be taken. That decision need to be taken permission with your boss. And that boss will have another boss whom he should consult. That boss will have another boss. There was a lot of hierarchy. decision making becomes slow, and bacha, the work gets affected. That is why bacha, divisional structure we say is good, but divisional structure becomes, someone tell me, very, very expensive. There is someone tell me what did I say? Duplication of staff. Is this clear? Please note down this part. ये लिख लिया आप लोग ने, सब लोग ने. Now duplication of staff is there. Expensive problem is there. Hence, some particular companies do what? They convert the divisional structure into a SBU. What do you mean by SBU? Very simple. In the previous example, students, I said na, MT Educare. They had come on what? A school, they had a commerce, they had a science division. In school, they have CBSE. Many divisions were there now. So rather what they do, they club all the divisions into one group and give their entire group, suppose, to a person, Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, and tell them, you be in charge of all the school department. So SBU is with what intention? Those bosses which we had created in the process of structure, we remove those bosses. And we have 3 different SBUs in the company. And these 3 SBUs should be looking after, come on, school, commerce, science. And these 3 people should report to Mahesh Shetty, who's the owner of the company. That would be, come on, what? Strategic business unit. Advantage number 1, beta. First advantage is what? Unnecessary overcrowding of people becomes less. I said overcrowding of people becomes less. You try to do cost cutting, downsizing, you remove some people from the job, your bill, the salary bill becomes less, and profitability can be established. I've given in the past examples of companies like ITC. Remember, Eicher Motors, LG Electronics. They have this kind of SBUs. ITC mein bacha, if you remember, I said once, ITC makes Sunfish biscuits, digestive biscuits, Yippee, Bingo. So these all are not looked at in different divisions, but they all are clubbed together in one SBU, right? There is one particular division which makes Fiamma Devils. And that there are different types of soaps. They also make Vival soap. So that all they've kept it in one FMCG division. Right, there's only one. Cost becomes less. SBU structures. This is clear. Niyati kuch samajh mein aaya beta? Harshita, sure. Dikshit. Okay. Let's have a look, bacha. Yesterday we did this part now. Chandler. Now see this. Simple structure. Beta, what example I gave was the best. You can read this. I can tell you which points are important. Kya bolta hai? Akshata, who is this Akshata? Bahut bol rahi hai. In SBU, each unit can take independent decisions. Obviously, SBU bacha, each will take independent decision because they have separate strategy for each department. Like Eicher Motor, I used to say, motorcycle division, Mr. A is in charge, truck division, Mr. B, independent decision. So we can now do what? We can now hold the person responsible. Your responsibility to do this work. Divisional structure, what happens? It's passing the buck. One person does something wrong, he may put the responsibility on someone else. SBU mein the chances becomes less. Oh, sorry. You didn't tell anything. Someone wrote something. I said, no problem, beta. Pay attention. Achana, no offense, please. Pay attention. Simple structure, beta, what it says is an organizational form in which the owner manager makes all major decisions directly. I remember it said boss is always right. and monitors all activities, while the company staff merely serves as an executor. So I said, 4 5 people, you will always remain what? The subordinate of that boss. The moment you become a chartered accountant, I said, Harshita will be told, Beta, you start your own office. Now, if you remain here, you will feel you are bigger than the organization. In India, that's a problem. Right? People have a lot of ego. So here I said little specialization of task, few rules, little formalization, unsophisticated information system. What is unsophisticated information system? I said informal communication system. She wants to take a leave tomorrow, so she'll say, sir, tomorrow I'll not come. Maybe next day morning she feels she cannot go, she's not feeling well. She'll just put a message. But she's not asking permission. She's informing. Simple structure will be like that. And the boss feels bad, so she'll let him feel bad. How much he's giving me? Not even 2,000 rupees. So 1 month, if he doesn't pay, Harshita says, I'll pay you 2,000 rupees. So beta, that is the way it functions. Harshita khush ho gayi. In the simple structure, beta, communication is frequent and direct, and new products tend to be introduced in the market quickly. No, easy, beta, you can read this. Functional structure is the U form organization. U stands for unity. Unity, I said, bacha, what? When there are many functions to be performed, I said there should be coordination between all the departments. The day commerce may accounts professors start saying accounts is more important than tax, then tax teacher would say tax is more important. Then such organizations don't prosper. What is more important is a child is more important. He should be getting good marks in all the subjects. That is more important. That thinking should come in. See, we can have this like this, Chief Executive Officer. Then in the corporate level, you have R&D, corporate finance, strategic planning, marketing, corporate, human development. And then, bacha, in strategic planning, we have finance department, production, accounts. Functional structure. So functional structure groups the tasks and activities of business function, marketing, finance, HR, production, etc. Each major function divided into major functions that consist of all that. What are the advantages and disadvantages? See, advantage of functional structure. Kya likha beta? First point, simple structure, least expensive. Then provide specialization in function. How come specialization? People will be doing that work again and again. So I said they become like machines only. Then most suitable for small firms. Improves their operational efficiency, enables quickness in decision making. Decisions are quick. Why? Few people. Promotes common values and goal among employees. Meaning what, students? Meaning simple. One teacher, 7 o'clock lecture comes at 7 o'clock. I think all will come at 7 o'clock. If one teacher continuously comes late, in few days he will be ashamed of what he is doing. Now, you're not supposed to be taking children's time for granted. 6:30 lecture is to start at 6:30. Students can come late because their father has paid the money. But I come for the lecture at 6:30 and that will always be there. What is the disadvantage? Imagine no accountability. No accountability, why? I said, no. If I do something good, I don't get the credit. So if I do something wrong, I should not be discredited for that. Only top level is accountable for organizational goals. Minimizes career development opportunities. What would you remain? Ram Prabhu sir will remain only the head of the accounts department. He'll only get salary. He'll never become the owner. He'll have to do whatever the owner of the class tells him to do. Low employee morale. Morale becomes less. Specialization may kill over-reliance. Yeah, that's a bigger problem. Imagine, here to beta, it is still okay. One professor teaches one subject. When the number of batches becomes more, I know in coaching classes in Bombay, in a subject, there are 12 chapters. So maybe the owner will tell one professor, you learn 6 chapters properly. Other 6 chapters, the other teacher will learn. So what happens? One professor who's a chartered accountant knows only 6 topics properly, and he's been teaching that only for years together. So he always makes you an incomplete person in the sense that tomorrow you cannot dare start your own class also. Why? Because maybe you've never taught those other topics as such. So in a way, he makes you always dependent upon him. Hey, samajh mein aaya na? Dependent upon him. Then, if better coordination among department exists, leads to competitive advantage and minimizes duplication of task and function. Disadvantage, you can go. Divisional, I explained. Divisional, देखो इधर लिखा होगा इधर ना. General manager, division A, division B. I think better than this is the example that I gave to you. Multi-divisional structure. Then beta SBU. SBU means something like this. It is here. Chalo, I'll explain the next part, students now. Matrix or hybrid structure. This is important. So listen, please. This is very interesting. And you can get in the exam to create a matrix structure. Matrix structure is also called as the hybrid structure. Please listen. See, the idea is this. Please understand. Whenever a question is suppose asked on hybrid or matrix, now, always remember this, what I'm saying first, then the concept matrix will become easy. What the idea is, you know, two of the best form structures we have studied till yet is functional and divisional. Listen, functional may the work is divided on the basis of functions that you're supposed to perform. But beta functional may I said there is too much of, come on, tell me, centralization. The boss does not gives the authority, but he makes you, come on, tell me, responsible. Not right. And then should I say the boss takes all the accolades for anything that is done good. That was the drawback of functional structure. Divisional mein problem was what? Problem was what? There was duplication of stuff. So what work is done in one department or one division, same work is done in other division also, but for that we have appointed another set of people. So salary bill increases. And bacha, then it becomes, come on, what? Expensive. So, Dikshit, pay attention, beta. Now, what is it? I want a structure, I say, functional is good, except for these problems. Divisional is good, except for these problems. So, I want a structure which will give me the best of functional and divisional structure, the advantage of both, but not taking the disadvantage of these two structures. So, beta, to take the best of both functional and divisional minus the drawbacks, matrix structure was developed. So, what is matrix? Matrix is actually the combination of functional and divisional. The plus points of functional and divisional, and not its negative points or not its drawbacks. Now, how the system works, how matrix is started, formed, pay attention. Beta, listen, it's very interesting. So, the example goes something like this. Example se beta aapko samajh mein aayega. There is a coaching class, let us say ACC in Mumbai. It conducts lectures for the CA students. Now, the owner of the class is Mr. A. So, it's A's coaching classes. CA students. So, when he started students, initially, he started as a coaching class only. So, he had in his particular A's coaching classes, pay attention, a functional structure. Functional structure means what? Very easy. He said there is one professor look after the accounts department. One will look after direct tax. One will look after indirect tax. One will look after costing. One will look after FM. One will look after audit. Please understand. And in Mumbai, Bacha, this class was doing business excellent. Understand properly. And work was going on. This is a true story, Vida. Pay attention. So this person started in Mumbai. He had this functional structure set up. And different places in Mumbai, they started the centers. And they would do very good work. Once upon a time, Mr. A says that in Bombay, I had maximum number of students for CA coaching. Because all the centers which I started were full. And I had approximately 3,000 to 4,000 students in Bombay. I was very happy. He says, then when the results came, the president of the CA Institute was my good friend. He's telling me, do you know that maximum number of students who do CA are from Ahmedabad? Yeah, I don't know that. Like you thought Bombay? No. Bombay is not having maximum number of students. Maximum number of students come from Ahmedabad. How many students? 20,000 students. Oh my God. I'm in Bombay. I have only 4,000 students. But do you know there is one coaching class in Ahmedabad? That boy in Ahmedabad is having 10,000 students. So Mr. A got very unhappy. We are Indians now. We become very happy when others are unhappy. Niyati, right now? And when others are more happy, we become unhappy. So he became sad. Why? Oh my God, I'm not having so many students. And this boy in Ahmedabad has a coaching class. There he has so many students. So Mr. A from Bombay, he took his car, went to Ahmedabad. Abhi suno, story abhi chalu hoga beta, okay? Ahmedabad he goes. And straight away goes in that particular coaching class. When that owner of the class meets him, he touches his feet. Hello, sir. You know me? Well, sir, I was a student in Bombay. You were a student in Bombay? Now, sir, I have a coaching class in Ahmedabad. How many students you have? Sir, I have 8,000 students. 8,000 students? Now it made him more unhappy. Ashita, right? We are like that only. Why? Because this person from A thought, I am the boss. I have 4,000 students in Bombay. But now the thinking is that 4,000 students, Ahmedabad mein he has 8,000 students. Second, 8,000 student who was my student. Third, I have 4,000 students at 10 different centers. Here in one center, he has 8,000 students. And this boy had constructed a big building, only coaching class. And there were 2 hostels nearby that also belonged to. He said, this hostel is also mine, sir. All students from Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, interior part of Gujarat, when they want to do CA, they come and stay here only. And we conduct lectures. Now what? This person, Mr. A, tells him, see, you studied under me. Now you sell your class to me. Like, kya? Sir, dokla khao, fapda jalebi khao, dal bati churma khao idhar, lekin jao. Why the hell will I sell my class to you? Oh, aisa hai. So, bacha, that made Mr. A very angry. And in that anger, what he did, jada nahi kuch. In the anger, what he did, the students, he said, fine, you don't want to sell your classes to me, no. So I will start my ACE coaching classes in Ahmedabad. Abhi imagine ACC class was in Mumbai. Now ACC got started in Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad mein first they purchased a place where bang opposite to that class which has 8,000 students. See, this is the way business is done. Khunnas, isko bolte Hindi mein khunnas. Khunnas means, you understand, in front of his class, I start a class with a big board over there. You know what that poster said? Ask your teachers who taught them. Harshita, samjha? Ask your teachers who taught them means what? We are telling full Ahmedabad. This person, Bipin, who's your teacher, who's the owner of this class, ask him where he studied his CA. So he studied his CA with ACC. So the ACC is now starting in Ahmedabad. Come here. Now, beta, the problem is we did take up a premise. We did set up classrooms, but bacha, organization mein you need people, na? So Niyati says, sir, now what about teachers precisely? Teachers was a big problem. If we would have appointed local teachers to teach account, DT, IDT, then bacha, this becomes like a divisional structure. How come divisional? Mumbai will be one division, Ahmedabad will become other division. And again, the problem will be the duplication of staff. How near the duplication of staff? You have accounts teacher teaching accounts in Bombay also. You have accounts teacher teaching what come on in Ahmedabad also. So owner of the class said, wait, these teachers who are with me in Mumbai, they take in a day 6 to 8 hours lecture for 4 days in a week, 5 days in a week. If I give them 3 days work of 10, 12 hours, then 3 to 4 days they are free. Hey, bolo re, 3 to 4 days are free. So what we'll do? Simple. Appointed a person by the name Mr. X. You become in charge of the Ahmedabad branch. Okay, sir. I will give you a house to stay in Ahmedabad, but the cost of living is very less. I will give you good salary. Okay. You start looking after the Ahmedabad branch, and what we'll do? I will start sending the teachers from Mumbai. So Mumbai teachers will come and take lectures. Come and tell me where in Ahmedabad. And slowly and steadily, what happened? Bombay teachers would take lectures in Bombay. 2 to 3 days in a week, they'll go to Ahmedabad, and turn by turn lectures were conducted. Till that time, X was told, now you start finding some local teachers also. Advantage of local teacher will be what? First student, they can talk Gujarati. Second advantage is what? They'll be cheaper than the Mumbai teacher. Third advantage, I don't have to send the teachers by first class train. I have to pay for them. I have to book a hotel for them to stay. So, bacha, slowly and steadily, some teachers from Bombay would go and take lectures. Some teachers from Ahmedabad they appointed, and there was a cross-functional task force. X was made in charge of the Ahmedabad branch. He started managing very well. Ahmedabad branch developed, and now students, it has become an independent branch where X is taking the responsibility. Mind you, we had two problems, I said. First problem was what? Here, centralization was there in functional. But here, what happened now? Mr. A is in charge of the Mumbai branch. X becomes the in charge of Ahmedabad branch. So what has happened? Authority is given. And there is no duplication of staff. My staff from Bombay is only going in Ahmedabad and teaching. And if I can't send my teacher, then I start finding a local teacher. Then next year, bacha, we came to know that there are many students who do CA, they are from Bangalore. Bola, acha, chalo, Bangalore jayenge. Bangalore may be appointed Mr. Y, you become the in charge. Fine. Now, bacha, I had teachers in Mumbai also, Ahmedabad also. So I started sending teachers from Mumbai, from Ahmedabad, and these teachers would come and take lectures. And Mr. Y was told, I will buy a house for you in Malleshwaram. I will give you a Maruti car also. You become the in charge. So definitely. Then what happened? Then bacha, Hyderabad. Then what? Baroda. Then what? Dubai. Then what? So many places. And then you realize, students, please, this is neither a functional structure nor a divisional. This becomes a matrix structure where, mind you all, I have vertical as well as, come on, tell me, horizontal management opportunities. This combination of functional and divisional gives you a matrix structure. Problem of matrix structure is what, beta, it is very, very complex. First, pay attention. It is very complex. But beta, when you want to have many divisions, but you don't want the problem of divisional structure, then this structure is the best. So matrix structure is actually used by coaching classes, pay attention, by construction companies, understand please. How construction company, imagine I have a construction company beta, and I get the order to construct a housing complex in one part of Mumbai. That housing complex is constructed in 2 years. After 2 years, what I'll do? I'll close the company. No, man. I will get order at some other place now. So what will I do? I will start having students that kind of division at different places. Result is what? All the places construction work will go. This is suitable in case of companies which make research and development in pharmaceutical. Imagine there is a company which used to do research and development in what? Research and development in, let us say, cold, cough problem. And suddenly they found an opportunity in Corona. So what they started doing? They stopped in cough and cold. Now they're doing research in Corona. Tomorrow, when Corona problem is solved, maybe they start again working on cough and cold. They start making a particular syrup for cough and cold, and then suppose they give it to me, I'm diabetic. Then they say, wait, Jaggi sir, we will give you sugar free. I take insulin every day, bacha, it pains. It pains a lot because I have to take 30 units of insulin every day as such. Now they may come with a particular tablet so that the injection I don't have to take. So such kind of research when you have to do on a regular basis, then matrix structure is very suitable. Where it started, this structure in USA. One company was given the order to construct an airport in Washington. So this is a good engineering company. They had an engineering department, contract department, drawing department, accounts department, and with that department in Washington, they started doing the work. They're doing the work excellent. Government said, will you construct in Florida? Oh, yeah. So now let's do one thing. This work continue. Start doing the work in Florida. Now, Florida, I cannot send all my people. So what I'll do, I'll appoint one head for Florida, and these all people who are doing the work in Washington, they can give the guidance to the people in Florida. Are bolo, samajh mein aa raha hai? Then, bacha, in some other part of the country you want to do, you can do it accordingly. Result is what? A bigger structure gets established. Matrix structure. Listen, can anyone tell what is the drawback of this structure, beta? What problem is there with this particular structure? Ramya, Malika, first time I'm seeing you, but tell me what is the drawback? Unmute yourself.
So maybe the new teachers could not be appointed.
New
they
teachers,
might-
if I'm opening so many branches, so new teachers will be appointed. No, beta. We want people.
Yes.
A more experienced teacher would cost more. And these are business organizations, they want cheaper teachers. Huh? So new
Yes.
teachers will be coming. No, something else, come on, tell me. Beta, you've studied sometime in management, na? What? Something you have studied that one man cannot serve two masters. That problem arises over here. See, like this, beta. Suppose one particular professor from Bombay comes to take lecture in Bangalore. So, bacha, this professor who comes to take lecture in Bangalore, let us say, is come for costing lecture. So, he is Mr. G. Now, Mr. G will have to take order from the head of the costing department in Bombay. Okay, what I should teach, how many hours I should take, everything he'll tell. And bacha, here you have a Bangalore in charge who will also command and say, do like this. Imagine for a teacher in costing, you have a Bangalore in charge. Bangalore in charge is not a costing teacher also, but he will also command. The costing department head will also command. And when there are two bosses for one person, there will be chaos, confusion. And chaos and confusion may not help to get the work done. So one person cannot serve two masters, but here you have to serve two masters. But anyway, this kind of a structure, we call it as what? Come on, tell me. Matrix structure. Please, if possible, note down this part. I'll just have a glass of water. What is the disadvantage? I said, student, there is dual command. That is the term, not dual command. Dual command means what? One person is getting command from two people. You cannot have two people commanding and telling you what to do. Then in that case, I will not listen to any one of them. Okay. Yes, please. Let's go ahead. Pay attention. Now the next one we have, लिख लिया ना सबने? Employees, yeah. Matrix structure, employees are like machines only. Reason is very simple, beta. Machines, once you become like a machine now, for the boss it is very good. Boss doesn't want you become that you should become a specialist, because then you can become his boss. So he always wants you to be dependent upon him. The next structure beta we have is something called as, pay attention, hourglass structure. Hourglass structure is what? Pay attention. It goes something like this. In the past you used to study that management structures are like this pyramid form. It used to be like a pyramid. When I say pyramid, beta, what do I mean? You have three levels. This is the top level, this is the middle level, and this is the lower level. So which our top level is narrow, middle level is a bit wider, and you have the lower level which is the widest, because this is that particular level where execution is done. Now work is done. So you want many people to do the work, and maybe thinking can be done by a few people. So that's the idea. We have a pyramid sort of a structure as such. Today there are companies, they say we don't intend to have this kind of a structure, rather have a hourglass structure. Hourglass structure is something like this. So if this is hourglass structure, there are 3 levels. Just see this. This is the top level. This is the middle level. And this is the lower level. So what do you realize, Malika? Come on, tell me. The top level has become a bit wider. The middle level has become narrow. And the lower level has become the widest. So there's a change. Now why like this? Very easy. I'll give you an example. With that you can relate bit of what is happening. See, and this is actually an example with that concept can be clear. Once what happened now, this particular company, Mahindra and Mahindra. What is this company, Arshita? Mahindra and Mahindra company makes a car by the name Scorpio. Scorpio hai tere paas? Arshita, you have a Scorpio? Acha, Scorpio, if people, now you see on the road, you feel what? It's a manly car, na? Huge, big car, 7-seater, and you feel, get the feeling it's a very tough car. Now, Scorpio company, they had done a crash test. If in the television you must have seen an advertisement where Amir Khan's the dummy is there na, in a car crash test as such. Dekha kabhi? Nahi. So there are crash tests which are conducted to see how safe is the car. Now this crash test was done of the car Scorpio, and Scorpio company got 0 star. 0 star means what? It is the most unsafe car as such. Reason? The dummy who was made to sit in the car, you know, the dummy is that a wooden piece. This person and the car were badly damaged. The report came, Scorpio may look manly, look aggressive, but it is all plastic. And if it meets with an accident, maybe the airbags also are of not good quality, and the plastic that is used is also not good. So the person driving that particular Scorpio car is actually very much unsafe. Now, since the time that report came now, imagine Mahindra and Mahindra stopped production of Scorpio. They are making changes in the Scorpio. I mean, listen, why I'm telling that, I'll give you the reason. 2 minutes, wait. The Scorpio was given 0 star. That time a company, Tata Motors, was introducing its own cars. And Tata Motor came with a car by the name Nexon. This is a new car Tata Motor has come with. Nexon. I don't know how it is. But bacha, Tata Motor Nexon, when it was, the crash test was done now, they gave it 5 star. 5 star means what? It is the most safest car to drive. So imagine if dad wants to give Niyati a car to drive and knows that she doesn't know to drive, but still he wants her to drive. So he'll say, "Nee, Scorpio nahi re baba." Reason why? Nexon, safest car. Airbags are good. The car is made up of mild steel. So if any accident happens, at least my daughter is safe. Car though I can buy afterwards also, new car. But Niyati is unique. No? I want her as so that is the feeling what one has. Abhi imagine, see this Scorpio which looks so manly, big, aggressive, is actually having 0 star. And Nexon, which looks like a rat in front of Scorpio, gets 5-star. Okay, it is the safest car. So, beta, it seems that Anand Mahindra is from Mahindra and Mahindra. He calls Ratan Tata and congratulates him. Sir, very good. You made a car which has got 5-star. So welcome into that particular automobile industry, small cars. So thank you, Anand, right? And then Suren, the conversation got over. Ratan Tata said when I was talking to Anand Mahindra, my Tata Motor directors were sitting with me. And they told me, okay, sir, do you know what? Mahindra and Mahindra Scorpio that they make now, it got a 0-star. So my directors were very happy that it got a 0-star. So now people will not buy Mahindra, rather someone will buy Nexon also. Think, this is the way we Indians think. But Ratan Tata is made up of some other particular mitti only. He said, wait, tell me again what happened. So Scorpio has got 0-star. But why 0-star? So it is unsafe. Why? So the airbags are not of a good quality. What else? Airbag comes afterwards. What about that particular body bumper and all those things? So that is also not safe. Wait. To make that Scorpio, the steel that they take is from whom? So from us only. Us only means what? Tata Steel? Yes. Achha, Tata Nexon also takes steel from where? Tata Steel. Then how come my company gives steel to our cars and that car gets a 5-star as the most safest car, and we only give steel to Mahindra and their car gets 0-star? That means something is wrong. So he called the directors of Tata Steel. Hey, kya kiya? Why the hell is this happening? The directors couldn't give a proper reply. Not Ratan Tata wanted to know from the directors of Tata Motors, why the hell are you doing this? We are doing business, and if I lose one customer, Mahindra and Mahindra make so many cars, tractors, all the steel they buy from us. Tomorrow if they go to JSW Steel, then our orders will be affected. Now, you understanding? So why you did that? Tata Steel directors had no answer. But when there is no answer, it means you have done something wrong. Now what? Very simple. These directors were not replying. Ratan Tata was getting restless. Why restless? Better remember one thing in life. If I want to grow high, become bigger, so that should not be at the cost of some other person. I want to become big. I want to grow high. But I'll take others also with me. Then that growth makes sense. Ratan Tata says, now if you run fast, you'll always remain alone. But if you want to go far, take people with you. So he was very disturbed that his company is to be blamed actually. Directors are not giving a reply. What Ratan Tata did, Ratan Tata is from the corporate level. He straight away called Mr. Bose, who was the factory manager of Tata Steel. And Tata Steel factory manager is the 3rd level bacha. Ratan Tata will never call, imagine, factory level employees. And he called him and he asked him, what happened? Tell me. Is it that the steel that we provide to them is not of the quality of which they had given an order? But steel things, these are things which you not check every now and then. See, food articles when you buy, you'll check. But steel, to it is most of the time taken on trust. Niyati, barabar hai. And hua kya bacha? I ordered, you gave, and I used it. And then in the crash test, it gets zeroed. So, bacha, my company, Mahindra and Mahindra, is paying the price now for wrong done by Tatas. He calls Bose Babu. Bose Babu says, sir, yes, we did this as such. We were hard pressed to give the order immediately. So some inferior quality of steel we had given, and that they must have used for the cars. Plus, sir, that they must have used for making tractors also. Idiot, why you did that? And then the biggest idiot was the director who gave the permission to do that. So Ratan Tata feels, imagine, Ratan Tata says, see the pyramid, I am at top level. I tell something to the board of directors tells to the factory manager. Na? I tell to the board of directors, they don't listen. They act on their own as if they're the bosses. So what to do? Now Ratan Tata says, I don't feel like communicating with the board of directors. I will directly communicate with the factory manager. So with that particular thing in mind, what is happening? You are trying to, come on, curtail down the requirement of what, come on, middle level managers. So middle level managers, which we used to have, specialists in every field. Suppose we have 8 specialists. So we had 8 board of directors. Now we say we want only 2 generalists. What does it mean? Instead of having 8 specialists, one in production, distribution, marketing, a specialist will be the board. Now we'll have only 2 people who have general idea of all the function that is to be done. And Ratan Tata says, I have good communication systems today. Any problem, I can call on phone. Whom? Bose Babu. Bose Babu will pick up my phone and will run and give me all the information that I want. So there is no need for me to have a big middle level manager. Advantage number one is what? I can have direct communication with the lower level. Advantage number 2, if I keep 8 specialists, my salary bill is more. I keep only 2, my salary bill becomes less. Cost becomes less, profit becomes more. And this kind of a structure, students, says, reduce the strength of the middle level manager, and that is why we are getting hourglass structure. Barabar hai? Bolo beta, understood, Niyati? See, matrix structure, beta, hybrid, it's given over here. Something, if you want, we'll read. Pay attention, beta. Matrix structure is a 2-dimensional structure. You can look at the notes. It's a 2-dimensional structure. It's a combination of pure project structure and functional structure. Please listen. When I say pure project structure, you can write over here, it's a combination of pure, come on, as per our explanation, divisional structure and functional structure. But a project over here, project also is right. Project can be in the way students had given you the example of that construction company making what? Airports. Yeah, there. The project and, come on, tell me, functional. This type of structure is created by deputing functional specialists to work on specific project or product. Understand? By deputing functional specialists to work on specific project and products. Meaning what? Chalo bolo beta. What is the meaning of this? Mumbai mein, 8 coaching classes mein, the functional specialists were accounts teacher, costing teacher. So we ask them, what do we ask them? To go to these places and start taking lectures. So see, functional specialists to work on the specific project or products. These specialists from different functional area form a group or a team and report to the team leader. Team leader will be the branch head. Like in my example, I had given the example of Mr. X. Once the project is completed, they go back to the representative respective department. Each employee will be assigned by one functional manager. So beta, we see the one important point is over here. Advantage of matrix, underline this, it's most suitable for construction firms. This is what was asked in the exam, where it is suitable, construction firm. It is suitable for research and development labs. It is suitable for healthcare. It is suitable for management institutions. Note down over there. It is suitable in coaching classes. Management institutions, when I say, I'll give an example, but pay attention. My son is doing his MBA from IBS. IBS, your word, Niyati, suna hai kabhi? Indian Business School, ICFI. This business school is from Hyderabad. So Hyderabad is the main branch. Now Hyderabad has started a branch in Bombay. Then there is a branch in Pune, Jaipur, Bangalore, I don't know. Some places it is there. Now, bacha, here the faculty who comes and teaches him are what? Some faculties are from Bombay, some faculties are from Hyderabad. So what this institute is doing, best of the faculty for each subject, maybe from Hyderabad, Bangalore, Jaipur, they go and take lectures in all these particular places and they are managing it. Imagine students, I told you all once, the most cheapest professional course today is CA. It would not cost you even 5 lakh of rupees. But for my son's student fees is 16 lakh of rupees only for doing MBA. That's very expensive. No? And then you realize students, chartered accountants become more talented. The grind that you're supposed to go through. How many lectures you have in a day? 2 lectures. Now imagine 2 lectures. And now at the same time, Dikshit will say RCB match is also going on. So he has to look there also. And some students don't come for the lecture because they are more interested in the RCB match. Anyway, as if Virat Kohli will give them, anyway, so forget it. Now, suitable for R&D lab, healthcare, there is clarity in project objectives. Employees can see the visible results of the work through many channels of communication. But the best advantage over here is what? Pay attention. There are chances of promotion. How come chances of promotion? One person working in Bombay in the costing department says, I do very well. And imagine he comes and takes lectures in Bombay, but he is from Ahmedabad. So what the owner of the class will do, well, dekh beta, you've come from Ahmedabad, Bombay mein you're staying in a rented house. Would you want to go in Ahmedabad as the head of that branch? So one who was just a particular functional specialist becomes the manager of the branch. So promotion opportunities are there. Am I right? Imagine it handles Ahmedabad branch properly. Then he's told, now Ahmedabad is settled. Now what? He says, sir, in Gujarat, there is a place, Baroda. There are many students who take admission from Baroda. So, chalo, let us start a branch in Baroda. Then Surat, then Rajkot, then Junagadh. Now, all these Gad which are there, they all come under then one branch. Which branch? Baroda, Ahmedabad. And that boy, that person, that teacher, X who was looking after Ahmedabad branch, will now start looking after full Gujarat branches. So there are prospects of improvement. Your salary will increase, your status will increase. Till yesterday, you used to travel in a motorcycle. Now you realize he's coming in a Baleno. And then he'll feel my boss is coming in a Mercedes. So maybe I will also graduate to that stage. So it gives you what? Increment opportunities as such. Disadvantage of matrix, very expensive due to more management positions, complex, horizontal, vertical is there. Sharing of authority between project manager and functional manager result in confrontation and conflicts. I said there is dual command, one man, two masters, and dual authority and reporting leading to confusion. This bit you can go through it. See this matrix structure, which I just now, hourglass structure, beta. You can see the diagram. This is more sensible. Page number 14 in this. Mila, hourglass structure, Malika, tell me out of the 3 levels, beta. Wide at the top, narrow in the middle, and widest at the bottom. See, hourglass structure consists of 3 levels with a narrow middle level. Always remember. Then, beta, this is in quite contrast to the traditional pyramid structure. Information technology, be very clear why this is possible today. In the past, students, for Ratan Tata to get in touch with Mr. Bose was very difficult. Maybe there was someone in between. So he felt I should not communicate with him. The directors will feel bad. Today, bacha, directors are not doing the work properly. So rather, I don't keep them only and I directly communicate. And that is all becoming possible because we have good methods of communication. So see, information technology links the top and the bottom levels, taking away many tasks that are performed by the middle managers. Contrary to traditional middle level managers who are often specialists, middle level managers who are often specialists, the middle level managers in this structure are generalists. I was saying that now, instead of having 8 directors who are specialists in each thing, we have 2 generalists who are good in what, come on, everything that is done. So what will happen? My salary bill will become less. Pay attention. I can give this another way also. Pay attention. Suppose I make a cricket team. In the cricket team, bacha, I have 5 batsmen, 5 bowlers, and 1 wicket keeper. Pay attention. Now, bacha, Dikshit says, sir, 5 batsmen, 5 bowlers, and 1 wicket keeper. Now, how about a bowler who can also bat? Excellent. How about a batsman who can also bowl? Good. And how about a wicket keeper who's also a good batsman? So rather than having specialists, we are having all-rounders also. So this particular kind of organization feels rather than having specialists, come on, kya bol raha hai? Yeah, rather than having a specialist, we can have all-rounders. So see, the middle level in this structure are generalists and perform wide variety of tasks and coordinate diverse marketing production. What are the advantages? It reduces cost due to narrow middle level. Quick decision making is possible. Increase responsiveness from lower level employees due to simplification decision making. What are the disadvantages of the students? Low promotional opportunities. What does that mean? A person at the lower level now first had the opportunity to come at the middle level. Now, bacha, that lower level knows, okay, now the next level I can go is what? Ratan Tata level, which I will never go. So your opportunity to be promoted becomes very less. So see, low promotional opportunities for lower level employees due to reduced size of middle management. Continuity at the same level, lower level may bring monotony and lack of interest. Meaning what, bacha? You are doing the same work. So someone said the man becomes like a machine. Yes, and then there is not kind of that urge to become better. Reason is what, students? I know I'll be here only throughout my life. So hourglass structure was this. One last one which is left out and explained, students pay attention. It's called as networking structure. I'll give a real example. Everything will be clear, beta. See, beta, in the late 90s, now, one company is there by the name Nike. American company. American, this is the logo now. And what they say, let's do it. Right? Now we listen. Nike shoes were adjudged as the best sports shoes in the world. And this particular logo became very popular. And then people would have t-shirts, let's do it. Socks, let's do it. Chalo, other places I can't say, but let's do it. Nike symbol became very popular. All that was happening. Now, bacha, Nike became very popular, world's best sports shoe, that particular tag they got. So Nike then said, now we want to set up our business in India. India, why? So question is, why not India? India is the second most populated country in the world. 100 crore people was the strength that time. So they say we want to start our business in India. Now, beta, imagine American company. They want to come to India and sell sports shoes. Then they'll come and make sports apparels also. But first, sports shoes. Now the question is, if you have a feeling that they'll bring sports shoes from America to India and sell, you're sadly mistaken. That they will never do. They did not bring the shoes in India. You know what happened? Suno Vidyan se. From Nike America, two people came to India. Two people. They were given the task to set up a call center. So two people came from Nike. They set up a call center, and in the call center they employed 6 girls. And what these two boys said, these two people who came from Nike, these were 34, 35 years of age boys as such. They told these 6 girls at the call center, do one thing, find out how many shoe manufacturers are there in India. And then, if they want, tell them Nike has started its operations in India. Would you want to have a partnership with Nike? So, beta, these girls say, sir, we did contacted Bata. But Bata say, we are ourselves a big brand. We don't want to come in the partnership. So they approach Metro Shoes, Dawood, many companies. No one of them was ready. Then there was one Sindhi. Sindhi, the Papad was ready. Sindhi was the owner of a particular shoe company by the name Action Shoes. So bola, Jai Singhani, Aja. So Sindhi was saying, sir, when I sell shoes by the name Action Shoe, I want to sell it for 1,000 rupees also. 999 people don't buy. I'm fed up. So you tell me I'm ready to be a partner. So bacha, these 6 girls were told, now see, Action Shoe is ready. There's another particular company, Campus. They said, fine, sir. We are ready to make shoes for you. Pay attention. So now you have 2 companies ready. Now these girls were told, how long you'll be free? Now start calling in India all those people who do the work of making lace, shoelaces. Those who make the gum. Those who make the sole. Shoe sole is there, na? Then those who make the fabric in the sense what students, shoes they make Nike, they don't have leather on the shoes. No? What they have is suppose jute, the fabric. So find out who makes fabric like that. And then also call, find out who are the shoe designers in India. Now imagine those 2 boys came 34, 35 years of age. They appointed Action Shoe and Campus Shoe. And they said, we will give you the design, we will give the material. You have to make shoes. And there is one particular company, XYZ and company. This company will look after the marketing. Now, bacha, see how there is actually networking, no organization only. It's a virtual organization which is created, which is scattered at different places. And what Nike is doing, it is only networking between them. In the sense that it is just coordinating between all of them. Now what happened, understand this is interesting. Now what happened, beta? Nike, tell these shoe designers first, please listen. Okay, will you design sports shoes for us? Bola, haan, why not? We are free. ठीक है, so bola, wait. You design shoes on the basis of way the shoes are designed in America. We will give you the Nike shoes. Then as per the requirement in India, you start designing the shoes like that. Done. So these shoe designers will start designing the shoes. On the basis of the shoe design, what happens? We will take the fabric. Then we will tell the companies to make sole. These are all different companies. We will tell them to give the gum. We'll tell them to give the lace. And then I, as a Nike representative, will do what? I'll coordinate with the shoe designer, with the lace maker, with the gum manufacturer, sole maker, fabric. And then all these things, I will give it to Action Shoe and Campus Shoe. They'll make the shoes, and after they make the shoes, I will give it to XYZ, or Action only will give it to XYZ, and they will sell the shoes in the market as if it is made by whom? Nike and Bacha. Yes. When the logo comes for Nike, in India, as it is, people's kidney doesn't function. They get the feeling these are American shoes, and they buy for what price? For more than 4,000 rupees. And these all things that Nike has done, students, by doing that, for them the cost would be what? Not even 1,000 rupees. But they're doing proper what? Come on, tell me, networking. अभी यहाँ पे एक प्रॉब्लम है बच्चा सिंधी ना तो सिंधी is so intelligent that Sindhi can say पापड़ मेरे को तो पता चल गया ना शूज कैसे बनाने का I know now how to make shoes. So I learn everything from Nike. After 6 months, I will tell Nike, get lost. Now I'll start making shoes like that. So bacha, Nike has first only asked them to enter into an agreement. How many years? 20 years. Okay. For 20 years, you'll make shoes only for Nike. You will never copy these shoes. You can continue with your Action shoes, but your Action shoe will be different, not like Nike. And bacha, think of you. You are given a Nike shoes, and at the same time you are given an Action shoe. I think most of the time Indian, if they have money, will buy a Nike shoe. Now. Maybe Action shoe is more durable, but our kidney is such, students, that we feel Nike is better, and Nike sells. So what is Nike doing, bacha? Nike is coordinating between all these particular people, and this organization comes. What is this kind of organization called as? Come on, networking. So beta, it's not a real organization. It is only, come on, tell me, a virtual organization, which is lying at scattered places. One more example. I'll give you 2-3 more examples, but pay attention. See, listen. Can I? Please listen to all of you. Ramya, Sundriana, listen, students. Anywhere, students, you go in India, you find you are getting Britannia biscuits. Anywhere you go, you find you're getting Britannia biscuits. Anywhere in India you go, you're getting Britannia bread. My son was asking me the other day, Papa, Britannia bread we get, but where this bread is made, I don't find any bakery nearby of Britannia. So actually, Britannia doesn't have a bakery only of its own. So what it does? Networking. Meaning, it will tell that person in the bakery, why you make a bread, I'll put the label and I'll sell it as Britannia bread. That bakery wala is also very happy. Why? Because Britannia buys in bulk. So what is Britannia doing? Come on, tell me, fast. They are doing networking. I'll give you one best example. Listen, last example. Anywhere in India, if you want to go, you want to buy a pair of shoes. So your dad would say Bata shoes. In the past, there used to be only Bata shoes. Na? Niyati, barabar hai. Bata shoes, na? Bata shoes pehna hoga na beta. Dikshit, Bata shoes. Abhi imagine, tell me, have you ever come across a factory of Bata? Harshita, kabhi mila Bata ka factory? So beta, there is no factory only of Bata. Now see what happens. Huh? There is a place in India called as Agra. Agra to suna hai na? Taj Mahal. Beta, Agra, near Agra, there are a number of tanneries. Tanneries is the place where leather work is done. So That village over there na, in near Agra, all people in the village do some kind of leather work, making shoes, leather belt for the wristwatches, things like that. So Bata has done what? That full village which is there now, it makes shoes and gives it to the people in that village. And all the people in the village do what? They make shoes for Bata. And in fact, that full village is now called by the name, kya likha? Bata Nagar. Bata Nagar is what Nagar? Nagar means a place where people stay na. नियते समझ में आ रहा है तो बच्चा बाटा नगर के अंदर देयर मे बी thousands of small hutments. In those hutments, the people who stay, they do the work of leather products. They would sell chappal shoes for 200, 300 rupees and get some money. Now what Bata does, Bata gives them the leather, Bata gives them the way the shoes they want. These people make the shoes the way Bata wants them to make. They make moccasins or anything as per the requirement. And per shoes, Bata may give them 700 to 800 rupees. These people become very happy. Then I and you go and buy these shoes from Bata for 3000 rupees. So then who becomes happy? Bata. In this full process, student, these all small villagers, see, they're so happy. They used to first make shoes and sell for 200, 300 rupees. There was no brand name in that. They were very good. Huh? I remember I had purchased that Mojudi from this place, Bata. Okay, if I go to that particular place in Agra, then these same shoes I buy from the local market, I'll get it for 1000 rupees. And if I go with my wife, she'll be able to bargain. I'll have to pay only 500 rupees. Ladies will do not a bargain. Nahi, bhaiya, kya? And then, bacha, fine. Bombay, mein I'll have to pay 3000. And in this full process, who's making money? Bata. How? Networking. Anywhere in India, you find you get a Wrangler jeans. You get a Lee, you get a Levi's jeans. Anywhere in India, you find you get jockey trousers, jockey track pants, jockey kya milta hai na? Beta, jockey doesn't manufacture anything in India. There are small companies, student, they would manufacture. Jockey just does the quality control and sells as jockey. What sells today is the name, a tag. Last example, the biggest car manufacturer in the world, Toyota, am I right? Doesn't manufacture any one car also. So what it does networking. It has given the work to small companies who do make spare parts, assemble and sell it in the market. So bacha, that will be networking. Please pay attention. Networking. Aja bhai, ha. See bacha, here it's written na core. This you can read afterwards. I will read this part. Network structure is an example of what could be called as no structure. So please remember, actually there is no structure only. Acha, before I read this, can anyone tell what is the drawback of networking? Can there be some drawback? Listen up, I'll give you a best example. JK Shah classes. Niyati, give me the answer. Have you seen JK Shah, sir? Does he comes to Bangalore to take lecture? Who's taking lectures? Other teachers. Na? So what JK sir is doing? Networking. Na? I'm from Bombay. I'm taking lectures for Bangalore students. I just finished lecture for the Delhi branch. Maybe I was taking lecture for the Gujarat branch. Gujarat mein Ahmedabad. So what is he doing? He's picking teachers, asking them to take lectures, right? And then what happens is he's giving the best to the students. Students once are getting satisfied. He is making money. We are happy because we are getting a better coverage. What is sir doing? Networking. Please. When I make a movie now, imagine I'm not the actor. I take Shah Rukh Khan in my movie. So what is Shah Rukh Khan doing for me? What am I doing? I'm networking. Na, chal rahe, aaja. Acha, I want music, so I tell A.R. Rahman, you give him money, he'll come na. Arey, you give money to Neha Kakkar, she'll sing for the full day. Ah, no, 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 no. You give money, students, Deepika Padukone will come, dance, do whatever you want to do. Sub Maya. Maya is not name of a girl, Maya is money. So I have name, Nike would say, Nike Bacha is today such a blessing in disguise for Action shoe. Why? Action say I used to make shoes and sell for 999 rupees. I couldn't sell. Now every one shoe that I make, Nike gives me 1000 rupees. So they give me more. But bacha, problem with Indians is what? We are unhappy because others become happy. Na? So this Sindhi feels very unhappy because the shoes which he made for 100,000 rupees, Nike is selling for 4,000 rupees. Arshita, in this full episode, who is the biggest fool? Tell me. Bachche log bolo, who is the biggest fool? Biggest fool is we, na, customer. Why? We are so much brand conscious. Brand. Today, buying a branded thing becomes our ultimate motive. The moment we feel, and don't get me wrong, beta, I'm like your friend. Bill Gates says, na, I don't buy branded clothes. I buy those clothes in which I'm comfortable. Please be very clear. It is those, empty vessels make more noise, they say, na. Those who don't have anything, they to boast, talk about brand. Bill Gates says, I am myself a big brand. He says, I am myself a big brand and I, don't become big if I use an iPhone. He says, most of the functions I don't know to operate that phone. So I'm very happy using a normal Motorola phone. Best. Bacha, the second, third richest man in the world, Warren Buffett. He's so rich, students. Maybe he's 3 times richer than Mukesh Ambani. 3 times richer than Mukesh. But he says, I want a car to go from one place to other. And I love a Datsun car. And I have that too. Sensible. ये इंडियंस को होशियारी है. No, iPhone, Mercedes, Nike, and a jockey. Bloody, who is going to see you're wearing a jockey or a normal thing? Is pagal panna. But the day we come out of this particular thing of show off, life will become better. I feel very comfortable when I eat street food. I love good taste, na. Arshita, right now, Bangalore mein near Malleshwaram, students, where we used to stay in Bangalore, just opposite to a house, there was this uncle used to sell that idli. It's so tasty. And then some shira, 30-40 rupees mein. Comfortable, best. Bombay mein we go to a corner as such and have a vada pav. It's so tasty. But those people want to show up, no, we will have a burger. Satyanas. Burger bacha 100 rupees. And burger is not tasty. But that attitude to show off now. Because of that, this networking business is doing good. But don't get me wrong. Today, Sony TV is not made by Sony. Sony TV is made by some company in China. What Sony does, it buys from China and puts on that the label Sony. And here people in my country, I bought a Sony for 1 lakh. Idiot. A television you're buying now. How many years you'll use a television? Tell me. Malika, how many years you use a television? You're getting married to a television. What? You'll keep it forever? You'll use a television for 5-6 years, yeah. But that's it. Agreed? And a LG television would cost 60,000. Samsung will cost 70,000. Sony 1,20,000. Pagal banaya na. Acha, I know people, they buy a Videocon. Woo! Videocon bacha almost 20,000 rupees. And that will also be in good condition. For what? For the next 5-6 years, bus. But Sony, the name is there. And bacha, don't be surprised. Where Videocon gets the television made now, Sony also gets it made there. Only the problem is Indians, brand conscious people. Till the time we are so concerned about brands, your life will go in what pleasing others. The day you learn to please yourself, bacha, your life will be worth living. Anyway, ज़्यादा हो गया, but सुनो. Networking, see, could be called as no structure by virtual elimination of in-house business functions. In-house business function is eliminated totally. We will not do any work on our own. All work will outsource. Many activities can be outsourced. Network organizational structure primarily involves common subcontracting some or all operating functions to other companies that are required to coordinate their activities in person. Easy na beta, understanding? So the next paragraph says the traditional areas of manufacturing, quality control, marketing, and so on are handled by different companies that are in constant touch with the headquarters, where computers and telecommunications are what managing the show. Outsourcing the practice of taking a signal within the organization and contracting it to independent party. Bacha, abhi dekho, the next point is very important. The management outsources non-vital function but retains strategic control. Meaning what? Come on, tell me. All the activities are given to other people, and what it has in its hand is the control. Acha, I was asking you what problem you can see in outsourcing, bacha. One problem is coordination. You know, I tell him to make laces, I told him to make gum, I told him to make that fabric. And bacha, if one person doesn't do the work properly, then the finished product cannot be made. So what Nike, what all these foreign companies do now, instead of having one person for making laces, they have an address of 6 people. Then what? One person plays smart, you remove him forever. And bacha, today's time business is needed now. And today imagine Action Shoe doesn't sell because of its name, and Nike sells because it's of name. So who will take panga with Nike? It's like that. See, they find the best in class supplier of goods around the world. The example is good. Instance, ready-made clothing is one industry in which network type of structure has been widely adopted. Agreed, has been widely adopted. Most of the cloth, this is interesting, sold in American department stores are made in Bangladesh, India, Indonesia, and other countries where cheap labor is easily available. Now, bacha, in one of my example, I said, Niyati, bola tha beta, there is this person na, you know, FBB, yaad hai, Fashion at Big Bazaar. FBB used to sell jeans for 500 rupees. So Harshita, how 500 rupees? The stitching was done in Bangladesh. Why? Because labor is cheapest in Bangladesh. So beta, America gets the work done in India. Because for America, India is cheaper. India gets the work done in what? Come on, tell me. Bangladesh. Bangladesh is cheaper. In fact, today I know of a particular company, they say we don't mind getting the work done in Pakistan also. Pakistan, why? Arshita, we are not preparing bombs. But people over there want to work, na, beta. Hey, how long in your life you'll spend your time criticizing others, talking ill about others? Still now, Pakistan did only that. Today they have realized, the boss, we need to work ourselves. बोला येड़े फिर काम कर. तो इंडियन कंपनी से मेरा जूता बनाएगा क्या? दे से बनाएगा तो बना. मेरा जीन्स बनाएगा तो बनाएगा. मेरा अंडरवेयर बनाएगा बनाएगा. So you do the work for me. And labor is cheap over there, na? Like that. See, this is the best point. By avoiding large investment and fixed asset purchase, building plant equipment, the firms can increase the profit margins. Meaning what, beta? Instead of having your own factory, those who have the factory, let them do the work. So you're giving them work also, and your name sells in the market. See this point, it's also called as a virtual organization because it exists only virtually. It consists of a group of projects or collaborations linked by constantly changing, non-hierarchical cobweb-like functions. Now, bacha, let's see the advantages. Most suitable in unstable environment. How do we explain that? You know, a company wants to come to India. India mein there is Corona. India mein there is Narendra Modi, Amit Shah. You know, uncle tells us not to go out. You know, wear a mask. But Amit Shah in Bangalore did rally of lakhs of people without wearing a mask. So there are rules, regulations for the people, not for these political leaders. There's uncertainty. Na? So, bacha, Nike would say, why the hell should I start my own factory? Rather, these Action Shoe and Campus, they are making shoes. I tell them to make shoes for me. Agreed. Arre, bolo re. My friend students, I'll put it like this. My friend has a particular company. He has a tailoring unit. He makes shirts for Park Avenue. Park Avenue, one shirt, bacha, is at least 1800 to 2000 rupees. Believe me. He says, I have a factory. We used to do tailoring work. Raymond's na company of Park Avenue. Well, they buy cloth from Madurai. Madurai is a place in south. You get very good fabric over there. Well, they buy cloth from Madurai. They give it to us and we make ready-made garments as per their requirement. And we sell it as what? Park Avenue. People buy for 18 to 22,000. I said, how much you would have sold that shirt to me? He said, Girish, not even 800 rupees. So imagine what sells today. Tell me, Park Avenue name sells. So Park Avenue, bacha, imagine Alan Solly, imagine some other brand. They will not start the factories. They will tell others to make for them. Increased flexibility and adaptability to cope with the rapid technological change and shifting requirements of international trade and competition. Innovation and quick response is possible. Why? Because beta, you are just monitoring what's happening and what changes are there, you're telling it to those particular people who are doing the work for you. Enables company to focus on core competencies. Now, every company is told, you concentrate on laces only. You concentrate on making the shoe sole only. You concentrate on the fabric. So, bacha, specialization. And at the same time, I told bacha, the biggest advantage we get is what? They all remain incomplete. I complete them. So, I have a control over them as such. What is the disadvantage? Lack of coordination and control due to numerous partners. That's the biggest problem. One particular person in that line is not efficient. The full product we will not be able to make and sell. So coordination is difficult. Several functions are contracted to separate suppliers or distributors. It may be difficult to discover synergy benefits by combining different activities. So which activity, who should be doing, may be a bit difficult. New structure may create stress for many employees, obviously. If a particular firm over specializes in only few functions, it may choose wrong function and thus become non-competitive. Meaning what? One particular company is making good shoes, but still, bacha, this shoes doesn't sell so well, and they start making for Nike. Then one day that Cindy gets a feeling, Salah, I should have made what? Come on, shoes on my own. Then bacha, he says, no, I don't want to continue with you. So relations get spoiled, isn't it? New structures often demand new skills. Many workers may not adopt to it and may not perform well. Employees may lack confidence to participate in organized sponsored learning programs. That means people in our country are very rigid. They may not be ready to learn the new tricks of the trade. So what would happen, students? We become only a part of the full process. I will always be incomplete as such in case of networking structure. R glass have explained. दो मिनट में आ रहा हूँ पानी Okay, till here it's clear. Structures, bolo. Dikshit, any doubts over here, beta? कुछ डाउट है किसी को? Nothing. चलो tomorrow I'll continue. There's a new topic I have to do, beta, but that new topic will take lots of time. Tomorrow I'll continue. चलेगा? Any doubts are there? So let me know. So you want that session after 5 minutes? नहीं ना? कुछ Dikshit, you have some doubt, beta? Chalo, bye. Good night. I'll wind up for the day. Okay? Bye.